Why are you not recording for, John? That's a stupid
Well,
fucking...
now I am recording.
Jesus fucking Christ, John.
What a way to begin a stream!
With utter failure. Utter failure.
Oh, I'll just stop now then.
A disgrace.
I feel terrible. Let's just finish.
Should be.
So are we streaming now or not yet?
We are streaming now.
Okay. Hi everyone.
Hello and welcome to this FBF live stream. My name is John and I am joined by Sean,
I'll do.
Scar,
Heidi ho!
and Kaboom.
Hiya.
And we're going to play some D&D. Unfortunately, the other people who normally play the game with us tonight are either not feeling well or have other people in their lives who are not feeling well. And so they couldn't join us this evening. But I have been working on a new overlay for the game, for the live stream. So let's switch over to that now. Huzzah! And for a start, let me just say, Torin, screw your last name.
Why?
If you load up the Twitch live stream, you'll note that down there,
Any chance did it not fit?
it did not fit.
Is my name too big?
Torin's fine.
I have a question. How the fuck do you pronounce that?
But he's a thuggish.
Sorry?
But he's a thuggish.
Yeah. I-
Where did all the letters go in that?
I've learned to say it quickly just to fuck with everyone.
I have another question. Where the fuck did you put all the letters in that? Because when you say it quickly, for me, you don't put all the letters in it.
He's a thuggish.
Now can you do that again, but slower?
Vathisa thuggish.
Well, I'm gonna go with Torin.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you Torin.
Yeah, that's a fair bet.
Vathisa thuggish.
So,
So basically, what you guys are seeing on the screen at the moment are a short version of the character sheets, so that you know some of the stats of what people are, what people's stats are, what people's general health levels are. If you are familiar with such programs as Critical Role or our friends over at the game that I can't remember the name of that Steam Chew and Brass are in, then you'll also recognize this sort of a layout as very familiar with theirs. But basically, there's a bit of a list of the weapons that you're wielding, a bit of the list of your stats, so that we know something about what you're doing. For instance, Torin Vasitha Sergiesh, you can see that he's wielding a warhammer and the power of faith.
then you invented the game of golf.
Theodas Lorakarin is wielding a scimitar, a short bow, and magic.
But he can't use his short bow because he's shit at it.
And over here we have Philippe's character sheet, where we can see that he's wielding a halberd, rage, and his cat claws.
Scratchy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have artwork of any of you guys yet, which is why I've got a generic FBF warrior in the character profile pictures. This is being worked on. I've contacted artists and commissioned a artworks.
Ooh.
Because for instance, if I just quickly turn Fenthwick. Oh no! Why is My God, Fenthwick and Torin by no planning on my part. Fenthwick and Torin are both in the same character slot. So if I quickly turn off Torin and turn on Fenthwick, you'll notice that he has artwork, because I have artwork of Fenthwick. Unfortunately, he is also currently in the... Let's just move that over here for now. He was also in the one character slot that's overlaid by the chat. But yeah, there's there's Fenthwick. There's Fenthwick for the other session, but let's turn Torin back on for now. Hello, by the way, Sean and Tanny. Welcome to the stream. We are gonna crack on with some D&D. When last we saw these adventurers, it was the first time we saw them.
The first time was at the city of near Canrachus.
I think it's Port Nyanzaru,
You were.
Yeah.
if I'm mistaken.
That's the one. Yeah.
You
that's it.
initially started off last session in Baldur's Gate. You accepted a quest to end a death curse
Mhm.
Yep.
that was affecting people who had died and come back to life.
Yeah.
You were teleported by a great wizard merchant named Sylvain to Port Nyanzaru on the peninsula of Chult, and spent some time securing a guide to the jungles of Chult, a vast, largely uncharted landscape. Having successfully acquired the guide in the form of Iku, you set off with a series of other side quests. Which, Sean, what are your side quests at present?
We got to seek out the wise guardian of Oralunga, south of Mbala, near Camp Vengeance. We found Sendala, who is Arthur Simba's daughter. Well, says she's in Arthur, we don't know, but she says it. So we've got to find him and say that she's waiting for him in Port Nyanzaru. We found a quest in Port Nyanzaru, but since we've now left Port Nyanzaru, we can't really do that. And we are helping Undrill Silvertusk, a half-orc member of the Order of the Gauntlet, to get to Camp Vengeance.
Yep, that sounds
I
about
think
right.
that's about all we've got.
Which makes me actually wonder where she was when we were attacked by fucking rodents.
They were in the back.
I couldn't
No.
find her token.
She's having a nap.
They were taking tea.
You headed along the river Shoshenstar for several days before one night when you set up camp, you were ambushed by
Death incarnate.
the local wildlife.
The Zorbo, I think.
The Zorbo!
Which definitely went not in your favor.
Nightmare's got a name.
Yeah,
The Zorbo.
and a mangy, horrible face.
But the following morning, you awaken to find yourselves feeling back to full health.
Okay.
And
And with some meat.
with some nice Zorba meat for breakfast. I mean, one Zorba, so there's not that much meat, but I'm sure
Yeah.
one of you can have Zorba with your breakfast.
I'm sure it will take as victory.
You carry on following the river along because that makes the most sense to do at the moment.
It really does.
And for the next 3 days, you carry along the river path.
Singing a song on the bottom of the beautiful briny sea.
On the third night, can I just get who's keeping guard at night?
Oh, dear Christ.
Oh god. Okay, let's say I'm going for it. Am I the only one keeping guard?
Scar, you're keeping first watch?
Yeah.
Okay.
He sounds perfectly confident in this.
I'm sure I'm getting killed or something.
I think you got the best perception out of all of us.
Yeah. I've got all right perception, but not at night. I don't have dark vision.
I have dark vision and 7 perception, so yeah.
Can you
so
roll me
do
a
I.
perception check, Skull?
And it's gonna be a fail.
Why would it be?
No.
Nope. I've also, by the way, for the new overlay, you can now see dice rolls
Oh.
and anything that people type into the chat window for what
Shit.
they're saying and stuff.
Ooh,
Shit. We can't say things like that.
bombs.
So underneath the chat window, you can also change to any token that you can control.
Oh.
So you can type as either yourself or any token that you can control on the board, which for me makes it a very long list because it's basically everything.
Ah, nice.
Okay. So, what kind of horrible thing did I see?
Yeah.
Um,
What fresh hell waits us now, John?
What did you do again?
so you have the first watch, so you've got the first 4 hours or so.
Yep.
Wait a minute, you're the one of the elves, aren't you? So yeah, you can do a 4-hour night shift and have 4 hours of sleep and be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So you have the first 4-hour shift and everything goes perfectly fine. You hear crickets, not critics.
Critics.
You hear critics in the woods just critiquing you on your. No, you hear crickets and.
Oh, that's bad posture he's sitting in. I know.
I must say, to be honest, if rodents are that fucking horrible to fight, crickets, I'm actually very, very, very suspicious about crickets.
He burns down the jungle.
Well, we have to know if the rodents were the worst creatures in the zone, in the area.
You hear the far off ribbiting of frogs. You hear just standard jungle noises.
Hey guys, I hear standard jungle noises. You can't go back to sleep.
Burn down everything!
And eventually the 4 hours of your night shift passes and you turn in to meditate for the rest of the night.
Exactly.
And I'll just grab, because it makes sense for Riordan to take the next shift.
Yep, he's the other elf.
He is the other elf. I'll grab him and have him do a perception check.
Oh,
That wasn't good.
who's watching this?
We are done.
And time continues to pass. And you wake up in the morning.
Without your legs.
Who's dead?
Without your legs. Just nothing below the waist. No. You wake up in the morning and it is pouring with rain.
Shit.
May joy be unconfined.
The rainfall in the jungle is very heavy, and the river is suddenly kicked up several notches of speed, and
Ooh.
Iku suggests that maybe it would be a good idea to keep the shelter that we've got here in this camp for today and wait for the rain to stop before we press onwards.
Okay, what are our food rations? How much can we hold on without hunting?
Well, I mean, you can typically go hunting.
Well, if we've got to stay here, then we might as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
We don't have any fluffy balls of death incarnate to eat anymore, so I guess we have to go hunt.
Better pick fruit and stuff, because hunting and in the rain is pretty tricky, I think.
Not necessarily.
I do rely a bit on my nose, so that I'll try if we want. Maybe we can split up. I can go to pick fruits and roots and stuff and vegetables, and you can handle the hunting.
So, who do you want to handle the hunting?
What would be survival? Would it be kind of a hunting thing?
I mean, I guess I'm a wood elf,
It
so
would be
basically.
a survival check, yes.
Well, I have survival. It's not the best in the world, but I have it.
How much?
It's a +4 to my roll.
I've got a 3, so I guess you're the best.
The best. I will go trudging off, hunting, like a man warrior. Man.
I mean, like
pick
a
fruit and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
bear with me, as apparently all of the books just say
There in the camp and all that.
Make the wood burn. So, for picking fruits? No.
Dot.
I'm just looking up the rules.
I think
I believe foraging is survival.
It is
Yeah.
survival.
You mean you don't know the 1000 page by heart?
You mean you don't know this?
So,
Hold on.
Let's try. Oh,
You mean you
Nice.
don't know this 316-page book by heart?
surprisingly, no.
And you call it?
Could both of you roll me a d6 and add your wisdom modifier?
so my wisdom modifier is 2. Okay.
1d6 plus my wisdom plus 2.
Oh, well done, Torin Vesuvius-Sergia.
Oh, nice too.
Ah, well done, both of you. Between the two of you, you managed to find 15 pounds of food,
Oh,
Fuck me.
which is enough to serve up 15 people, which is more than enough for you to serve up for tonight, at least. Can you roll again, please?
I come back with like
So-
3 Zorbos on a spit.
Actually,
how the fuck did you do that? They were asleep.
I don't know. I just threw this stick and I just rolled it.
actually,
do
I'm
we
not
roll?
about to make you roll for water because you can find water.
yep.
What do you mean? How are we gonna find water on this river?
So what do we roll?
Pouring down from the fucking sky.
So do we make another roll or we just get back to the camp?
You get back to the camp.
Okay.
Hey guys,
It-
how the fuck did you find 15 pounds?
It,
How
it
do you know it's 15 pounds?
it wasn't easy going out there. You feel that you would have been slowed down had you tried to make progress over the ground today because of the rainfall. But you were able to get out and get some food. It's a mix of meat and vegetation.
Yes. By the way, I suggest you guys check it up because I have no knowledge whatsoever of what's poisonous and what's not.
Yes, guide lady, help us please.
I can detect poison and disease.
Yeah.
I can't do that yet.
If you
Do I?
detect If you detect poison and disease, you can easily eat around any of the foodstuffs that would cause you harm, and also work out that maybe it's not a wise idea to just drink the water straight from the river.
Yep. Maybe we should purify the water first.
Boil the water.
Yeah, maybe do something about the water first.
Because there's a speed in it. So,
Why would you do that?
Which has thus poisoned this river for the last 20 years.
This is health, good health. Maybe it's poisonous.
But yeah, you basically you manage to survive for the day.
For now.
for now.
Mhm.
None of the party are rangers, are they?
No.
No,
That's a-
no. Because that's the main reason that we've never really had to worry about that in the other campaign, because the
We've had a rainbow.
because the ranger and the outlanders both have the stat of you can always just find food. Doesn't matter where you are. You find enough food to last a whole party.
Ooh.
And so the other party has 3 outlanders and had a ranger, so it was just always, if I just go out and look outside the camp, there's just food everywhere.
They chuck a rock, they hit a fucking pigeon, which lands on a fucking deer.
Yeah. But anyway,
Okay.
night falls again. I'm assuming you go through the same watch patterns and nothing occurs again. And the following morning when you wake up, the rain has cleared and you are able to continue making progress.
Hooray!
Let's do some progress then.
And
Well,
today, on your 4th day of travel, that is not the right window.
it's not the right window, John.
Where did my window go? I had a window open with this prepared. Damn it.
Where did you leave the window?
And no, you just have an apple. Such a shame.
That can go over there. Don't think I had anything else pulled out just yet. Oh no, I did. I had the player handout. Whoop. Oh, okay. Sure. You make it around a river bend, and you see this.
Death incarnate. Nice.
Ah, Camp Righteous, finally.
You come upon an abandoned riverside camp strewn with wreckage. The tents are mouldy and tattered, and all the permanent structures appear to have burned to the ground.
Oh.
2 intact rowboats are tied off to a short dock, and a 3rd, newer rowboat. It's a different make. Are tied off to a dock in front of the camp. To the north of the camp is a ridge built into which is an 80-foot tall stone statue carved to look like a man with a crocodile on his back, as you can see from the handout I just shared.
He's
How
giving
long
the
did-
crocodile a piggyback.
Between the statue's feet is a stone archway leading to a dark tunnel. To the left of the statue is a crude animal pen with a small panicked bird running around inside it. There are currently no other signs of life.
So, how long was the rain again? How long since the rain stopped?
It stopped sometime during the night.
Yeah, so it's pretty recent.
Hi, Maddie.
Hey, Maddie.
Thanks for pointing out how
Everything.
organized everything is. I had it prepared. I don't know where it went. I
Okay,
can
so
close it.
this camp seems completely abandoned. Does Iku know anything about this camp? Miss Iku, do you know anything about this camp?
Iku does not, but Undril will. She suggests that maybe that this would be a good time to pull in and, 1, it's getting late, so to camp here for the night, and 2, also find out if there's anything worth taking here. This is Camp Righteous, Undril, whatever her name was, will explain to you. This was the first camp that the Order of the Gauntlet made on Chult.
So before Camp Vengeance.
Before Camp Vengeance, this is this was their first forward base into the jungle, and she's not sure exactly what happened, but it's quite clear from the general state of it at the moment, it did not go well.
Hmm.
Oh well, do we want to investigate this?
Well, may as well. They might have something useful to us.
Okay, let's pull the boat to the riverside. I am very not feeling this.
I'm wary, but any supplies of we might find nothing, but we might find all some shit.
I seem to be in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Well, it appears darkness has fallen.
It's a very dark
there I am.
night.
There I am. I'm like way down there.
Theodas, Torin. Who am I missing? Oh, nobody. That's everybody, isn't it?
Is it? I can see no one.
They're next to you. Why can't you guys see?